it is, very fast paced, just keeps going, and I say okay because it's not memorable. I think it's going to be a film that you're not going to remember a lot of time after, but it's a kind of enjoyable time waster. It would classify as you're bored, it's Saturday night, pop it in. I don't think the comedy works as well as it could have. To be honest, I think Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie had better chemistry in Mr. and Mrs. Smith than these two. Although I do think Tom Cruise did better here. For me personally, I like him better here than the Mission Impossible films. Even though I like Mission Impossible 1 and 3 better than this movie. But I think Tom Cruise is having more fun with this role. I think that's what. I mean, the villain is weak. Very weak. The ending could have been better. How the bad guy gets taken out. Maybe it's supposed to be kind of a joke. But it's, that could have been better too. I mean, the whole MacGuffin, as Hitchcock would say, is with this battery that someone made. That's a new power source. This, whatever. But, I mean, it's a time waster. Will everyone like it? No, but it's a time waster. Shrek 4, Shrek Forever After, it's okay, but, that's kind of how I felt about all Shrek films. Like, it's not that I'm not a fan of, it's just like, I watch them, like, okay, And then that's it. Like, I don't really think much about them afterward. That's why it'd be hard for me to do reviews on them, because it's like, I'm not a huge fan, but at the same time, I don't hate them at all, but they all kind of run in the mix for me. I don't think I saw the third one, but I saw Shrek 1 and 2, and I think the best one probably is still the first one. Out of the three I've seen, this is probably the least one. But, it does wrap it up so that, it is the end. And, although at the same time, well, it's not really a needed sequel, but, most sequels are. But, it's an okay film. I mean, I don't know how to specify with that film. It's kind of a hard one to review. I saw Hunt to Kill, the direct-to-DVD film with Steve Austin. Actually, pretty decent film. I mean, I don't love it. It's kind of a slow pace, and the main villain, for me, could have been better. But you get a sort of Expendables reunion, because Steve Austin is the lead. Eric Roberts is his partner in the first couple minutes. And Gary Daniels is one of the bad guys, one of the subordinate bad guys. And mainly it's Steve Austin was a Border Patrol cop, and he's with Eric Roberts. They see this place which they think there's no one in. It's a meth lab that was, they think, abandoned, but there's people hidden in there, and Eric Roberts gets killed. It's time later, he's in Montana. Bad guys have robbed something. One of their cronies, older guy, stole their shit. They're going after him. They need a guy because he went to the woods. One thing leads to another, and now it's Steve Austin and his daughter having to go with these bad guys that lead them through the woods. So I don't think I minded because, the location looked decent. Pretty good. It's straightforward. It's not boring and confusing like The Stranger. It wasn't really confusing. It was just boring. Made you fall asleep, then you wake up, then you go, well, what's going on? So thus you were confused. Plus, it really had a lack of action. Here, it's not action-packed, but the last 30 minutes are pretty decent because when they think, of course, they left him for dead, he comes back, he has a crossbow, takes this motherfucker out. It's like, it has a decent fight with Gary Daniels. Really good fight, actually. It's not shaky cam or anything. It's a really good fist fight with Gary Daniels. And Gary Daniels gets to use some of his martial arts. So, it's a pretty good fight. And the bad guy gets in a decent way as well. So, it's a satisfying finale. It's a sort of a decent build-up. And it's not a film that I don't think people will love. Maybe some people will love. But if you hate it, I don't blame you. But it's a lot better. It's 100 times better than The Stranger. It's a lot better than Condemned. Of Steve Austin's films that Damage was forgettable. That's another film he did. Of all the films he's done, this is definitely a step up from everything else. There's really not much CGI at all. Some good practical, like how he kills Gary Daniels is a pretty good practical effect. And overall, it's a pretty decent film. You know, if you are looking into Steve Austin and you want to check one out, don't get The Condemned and don't get The Stranger or Damaged. Get Hunt to Kill. That's definitely the, you know, it'd be like a 2.5 star out of 4 stars, like one of those ratings. This is a pretty decent film. Mainly, it's a decent build up and a satisfying finale. I really like the fist fight he had with Gary Daniels. That was really good. Other than that, I finally watched this on Blu-ray, Angels and Demons, which I actually like a lot better. It's a sequel to the Da Vinci Code. Mainly, someone steals this scientists are working on something called antimatter, and whoever stole it will kidnap these 4 priests, sort of people who are going to be liable to be the next pope, because the pope has died. And I should say cardinals, not priests. Cardinals, sorry. Technical. And about the Illuminati, Tom Hanks' character is brought in to sort of find the clues. And I think I like this a lot better, because even though it's still a long movie, it's at least 2.5 hours long. It's not going to be for everyone. But I was fine with this because this has a much faster pace. Like, it feels like it's a forward momentum. You know, and it feels like there's actually more action. Like, Tom Hanks is actually doing more stuff. Like, he's trapped and he's trying to figure out how to get out of this, like, the Vatican sort of archives, and it's, like, airtight, and they locked him in, and Tom Hanks is trying to find out how to get out of there. You have this guy who's sort of this sort of hitman type of guy. And there's just a forward momentum to it. And I was entertained by it. And I'm a sucker for those type of films where you gotta find the clue. Because I like National Treasure 1 and 2. I actually like them. They're like, what I was going to say is, like, out of Nicolas Cage films, they're more, I'm on the top of what I like of his. Da Vinci Code I like alright, but that one gets too boring. Like, this is probably the same length, but this feels like it goes faster. It's more, it's like, maybe this is like a ticking time bomb where, you know, one will be killed every hour until midnight, and then we will unleash this weapon and destroy, you know, a big part of Rome and, you know, where they're at. So maybe that's why it's a ticking time bomb, and it's a race, and, you know, it's like they're on the move trying to find clues. I like that. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. I like that stuff. Plus, I'm not well read, so I don't. Oh, they got the facts wrong. What do you fucking do? I was entertained, so, you know, I do like the Angels and Demons. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. So I'm not sure what I'll do next, but thanks for watching, and take care. Later.